All right, guys. So, it's your boy Dom, and I know a lot has happened since I last made a video, but I've been so caught up, man. I haven't really had the time to, like just sit back and analyze these matches. But before the next match that comes around, this is match day 25. Before the next match day comes around, I said, you know what, man? Let me talk briefly about the match day, and you know what I mean, just keep the consistency going, because once you stop, when it comes to YouTube, once you stop, you tend to stop for a while and you don't make the videos. But I didn't talk about the Liverpool and Everton draw, last Merseyside derby at Goodison Park. So congratulations to Everton for actually picking up that that draw, which must have felt like a win and a loss for Liverpool. But you also, the game was very controversial. Not going to go into all details and everything. Can't remember exactly everything that happened from the match, but, it was a bust up at the end where Curtis Jones and Abdoulaye Doucouré both got sent off, and Arne Slot and one of his support staff was actually given a red card as well. But in that game, Beto scored in the 11th minute, Alexis McAllister in the 16th, Mo Salah in the 73rd, and James Tarkowski. Oh man, last minute of extra time, last kick of the ball, almost, I think, a volley to pick up a equalizer there, 2-2 draw. What a game, man. Every time Liverpool play Everton at, their stadium, Goodison Park, always find it tough, man. I don't feel it's a different story, but at Goodison Park, they always find it tough. So you got to give Everton a lot of credit, and what they've done since David Moyes took charge is simply amazing, man. Comparing to what Ruben Amorim has done since he took charge of Manchester United, and if you look at the Everton team, you're like, there's not even a lot of players to get excited about on Everton, so 1 point apiece there, slight setback for Liverpool, big point for Everton, but that was last week, but there were Champions League matches. Manchester City, of course, give up a lead against Real Madrid, and the second leg is actually today, so I figured I'll talk about the Premier League matches before the second leg of that game comes around, and City are hanging on. The Champions League chances are hanging on by the thread. It don't look likely unless we go to the Bernabeu and do something miraculous today, and I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just strange in the way we just we suffer meltdowns at the back end of games. Last 10 minutes, we lost that game. It's crazy. Poor decision making. Mistakes by Edison, Rico Lewis, Kovacic. These guys just brain fades, man. I don't know what's going on. But anyways, guys, that happened. There were also FA Cup matches where Liverpool themselves were knocked out of the FA Cup by Plymouth Argyle. And there were some pretty decent results there in the FA Cup, but I'm not going to actually go through those matches. Let's talk about match week 25 briefly. I'm not going to stay long. I just want to do a catch-up right now. Brighton 3, Chelsea 0. Brighton beat Chelsea for the second time within a week. They did beat them in the FA Cup. In this game, Mitoma, brilliant goal, 27th minute, and Yankuba Mente had an awesome game where he scored in the 38th and the 63rd minute. Give it up to the young Gambian, man. So, Chelsea, I don't know what to say right now, but it ain't looking good, man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't looking good. They're suffering a lot of injuries. They sent out players on loan when I think they needed those players. Players getting suspended. In Mudryk, they looked good one time this season. I was like, whoa, they could challenge for the title, but Cole Palmer has definitely gone cold, it seems, you know what I mean? So, yeah. 3-0 for Brighton. Hutzler's men, pretty good job beating Chelsea twice in a week there. So, yeah, not going to elaborate. We're going to keep it moving, but Chelsea got to get their act together. They dropped to 6th, Brighton are 10th. So, the next game, guys, let me just find all the matches here. Next game, Arsenal, Leicester 0, Arsenal 2. Well, I feel bad for Leicester because they really defended well for most of that game until makeshift striker Mikel Merino came on. So you got to give Arteta some credit there for setting on Merino as a false 9, as a not even a false 9, just a makeshift striker with the absence of Kai Havertz, Gabriel Jesus. Arsenal has no striker. So after Raheem Sterling and who else was there? Raheem Sterling didn't do a great job. Sterling has fell off, man. Trossard, he had a decent game, picked up an assist late there, but Raheem Sterling is, I don't know, man. He needs to. I think Raheem Sterling, what's good for Sterling is to try to go abroad, to rediscover his spark. He's lost it. He's lost it, man. He should have never went to another big club. He should have went to a smaller club so that he could get more game time, you know, and actually try to help that club. You know, drop your wages a bit and, you know, but it is what it is. But Arsenal, attacking-wise, they were not good. Odegaard has not been great this season. He's been injured for most of the season, but overall has not been that good. But Nwaneri, he was definitely game changer here. And Arsenal, through Mikel Merino, 81st and 87th minute goal, picked up a 2-0 win over hapless Leicester City, struggling there. And they didn't take their chances. Whatever chances they got, they didn't take them. And you have to take your chances when you're coming up against the better teams, or else they're going to punish you. So that's 2 games down. Let's keep it going. West Ham 0, Brentford 1. Not much to talk about this one. Kevin Schade with a 4th minute goal, double save, but it was deemed that the ball went over the line. Brentford held on for the 1-0 away win. So give it up to Brentford. I think they won 3 away games on a bounce for the first time since they got promoted. That might have been a stat there. So really good by Thomas Frank and his boys there. So yeah, let me actually get this game pulled, these matches pulled up. Every time I'm trying to do something, you know, internet always acts up. Southampton 1, Bournemouth 3. Dango Ouattara in the 14th minute, Ryan Christie in the 16th minute. Christie involved in both goals. And then Kamaldeen Sulemani sparked a fight back for Southampton in the 72nd minute. But as soon as they started to build some momentum, Marcus Tavernier came off the bench and slapped one in the back of the net. 83rd minute goal, 3-1 win for Bournemouth over their South Coast neighbors. So Southampton definitely doomed for relegation, but Bournemouth are eyeing Champions League football for sure. At the moment, Bournemouth are 5th, 1 point behind 4th place Manchester City, and Southampton are glued to the bottom of the table, 9 points so far this season in 25 games. So yeah, they're done. So next up, guys, next up we got and when you really think about it, I could have done this already, you know what I mean? That's procrastination does this to you. I could have, whatever I'm doing right here, I could have did it yesterday, but I didn't, man. I was doing some work on the van. I had to change my right side wheel hub bearing and, you know, plug a tire, and I was tired, so I was like, let me go in and relax. So otherwise I would have done it. And yeah, guys, I'm a mechanic. I do my own work on my vehicles. You know, I'm not the greatest mechanic. I'm not saying I'm out here doing engine and transmission swaps and things like that. I'm not doing that. But I do, you know, regular repairs and maintenance. So anyways, Aston Villa 1, Ipswich 1. Give it up to Ipswich for picking up a 1-0 win here. 1-0 win. It must have felt like a win, but a 1-1 draw after Axel Tuanzebe got sent off for a second yellow in the 48th minute. But Liam Delap, cheeky goal in the 56th minute, give 10-man Ipswich the lead But Ollie Watkins scored in the 69th minute after Marcus Rashford's shot rebounded off the woodwork. Watkins put in, and it's fair to say that Ipswich held on by the skin of their teeth, because Marco Asensio and Marcus Rashford came off the bench, and these guys were menacing. I'm telling you, they look good. So this Aston Villa attack, it has Morgan Rogers, Jacob Ramsey, Daniel Malin, Ollie Watkins, Rashford. You have Asensio with all these options. Who else am I missing right now? That's about it right now. But Leon Bailey, I think, is injured. And, of course, they sold John Duran for a big lump sum. But well done to Kieran McKenna's Ipswich as they continue putting pressure on Wolves with that relegation battle ensuing right there. So with that being said, guys, in terms of the relegation battle, the aforementioned relegation battle, Ipswich, they do have 17 points, still in the relegation zone, but Wolves, they got 19. So it's going to be a scrap between Leicester, Wolves, and Ipswich to see who will survive, but only one team could survive. Man United and West Ham got to be careful they don't get drawn into that relegation battle if they don't, pick up points very, very soon. But I think those teams with West Ham do have an 8-point margin, but that could disappear real fast. But I think that'll be good enough for them, with Graham Potter in charge. But Aston Villa, they're 9th. They're going to look to try to secure one of those European places, whether it's Conference League or Europa League. But they have definitely fallen off the pace this season, especially with their Champions League involvement. But could they win the Champions League? They're not the bookmakers' favorites. Let's just say that. So in terms of the next match, guys, Man City 4, Newcastle 0. And let me say this, man. Omar Mamouche with a hat-trick in 3 Premier League matches, right? 19th, 24th, 33rd minute. Brilliant hat-trick, man. On point. And it's crazy that Mamouche is the one who scored those 3 goals. Haaland had scored none. You see what I'm saying? He had chances, but didn't put away any. But it's crazy. It's crazy what we could have done as a team if we had Rodri and Julian Alvarez in the team, because basically what Mamouche did right there is what Julian Alvarez did, or let's say a guy like Ferran Torres when he was at the club. When we had that player running into the box, that's what Ilkay Gundogan used to do a lot. You see what I'm saying? But we don't have that player. Or that's when Bernardo Silva used to play a more advanced role. But with the introduction of Mamouche, we have that option where we have more of a goal-scoring threat, a player who's more direct and willing to take on the defenders. So great hat-trick there against a Newcastle team who's been in good form, and against a Newcastle team I thought would have actually, I really thought that Newcastle would have given us a run for our money today. Seriously, I'm like, oh man, we could probably lose or draw this game. Wasn't the case, man. Wasn't the case. Big win for Man City. James McAtee came off the bench and he scored in the 84th minute. But I also have to mention quality game by Abdelkader Kusanov. I want to make sure I'm getting his first name right, because that's my play. Yep, Abdul Qadir Kusanov. He had a solid game. The nerves looked settled. They were pretty much absent. I could see him directing, trying to, move around, help out in, the defense, showing his leadership skills. But he was very, direct, and his decision-making was pretty good on the day. I'm not saying he didn't have few blips, few mistakes or whatnot, but it was a much better game when compared to his debut. The player who I really want to talk about, I know Savino had a solid game. Mamouche, I think Gundogan had a solid game as well. Vardiel didn't really, wasn't advanced. He didn't really need to go in advanced positions in this game. But the player, Edison deserves a lot of credit, becoming the highest assist getter for any goalkeeper in the history of the Premier League. So kudos to Edison. But the player I really want to to give a lot of credit to is Nico Gonzalez, man. With this guy in the team, fully fit, playing the whole game, that is what we're missing. He controlled the midfield. He bossed things. And he allowed Man City to do their thing with some defensive cover. Look at how assured the team looked with Nico Gonzalez back there. And that's what we've been missing. I don't know why we didn't go, I think Pep thought that, okay, you have Gundogan, you have Kovacic, but neither of those guys do the job that Rodri does. We needed that backup. It's interesting to see what's going to happen when Rodri is fully fit, if Pep's going to play both Nico Gonzalez and Rodri in the middle of the field. If that's the case, I don't know, man. You might be, impenetrable, impregnable, formidable back there. But we look good. We look really, really good. John Stones had a solid game. Everyone played well, man. But as for Newcastle, I was very, very disappointed in Anthony Gordon and Alexander Isak and Jacob Murphy. Their front three, if you check Google, received, a very low rating. The midfield was, they were just blown away on the day, man. They were just blown away. And this is the Man City that I miss. And this is the Man City that teams fear. Could we get that fear factor back in the team? I think we can. Step in the right direction. So Doku came off the bench, back from injury. Kovacic, Nunes, Nico Riley, and James McAtee. So quality out in there by my team, Manchester City, for the big win. I know you guys want to see us lose, but picked up a win on the day, man. Definitely. But we do play today against Real Madrid, and it would be nice if we could knock out the record-breaking Champions League winners. So, guys, next up, let's run through the rest 4 games here. Fulham 2, Forest 1. Forest, their balloon getting popped again. Emil Smith Rowe in the 15th minute. Chris Wood with a brilliant goal in the 37th for the equalizer, but Calvin Bassey restored Fulham's lead in the 62nd minute there. So, yeah. And guys, Adama Traore, man, he looked like a tank on the day with those full locks in his hair, and he just looks like he about to just run through everybody. But 2-1 win for Fulham. Big win on the day. They needed that. And as for Forest, a bit of inconsistency kicking in. Only 2 wins in their last 5 games. They're third. They do have 47 points. Fulham on 39 points. They are 8th in the league. They will look to secure one of those, lower tier European places. And with that being said, guys, we're going to keep it moving. Let's run through. I don't want the video to be super, super long and drawn out, though. So, Crystal Palace 1, Everton 2. Listen, man. Listen. I don't know what's going on with David Moyes and Everton, but these guys are on a purple patch right about now. Beto in the 42nd minute, Mateta with the equalizer in the 87th, and Charlie Alcaraz, new player on loan, coming off the bench, scoring in the 80th minute there to give Everton an away victory. These guys are, I think since David Moyes got appointed, Everton has picked up the most points, if I'm not mistaken. They go all the way up to 13th. They got 30 points. And in terms of their last 5, Everton got 4 wins and a draw. Everton are, along with Liverpool, are the most informed team in the Premier League. Could you believe this? Could you freaking believe this? God damn. As for Crystal Palace, they're 13th. They do have 30 points. And they themselves weren't in bad form, but suffer yet another setback there. So, big win for David Moyes' Everton. Let's keep it going. Tottenham 1, Manchester United 0. And if you look at their bench, that would summarize the state of Manchester United right about now. Casemiro starting after having really been involved for quite a while. You know, it's not looking good, man. It's not looking good. You have Garnacho. I think he missed a sitter. You have Garnacho, Højlund, Xerxes up top. These guys probably don't have 10 Premier League goals combined this season. You know, Bruno Fernandes is not really contributing as much. The team is just in a sad state right about now. But you can't blame Amorim, really. Maybe you could blame him. Because as I said, look at what David Moyes came in and did with Everton. David Moyes fit into Everton like a Lego piece, you know. Bam. Just where, you know, just boom. And as for Amorim, it's like a puzzle piece. It's like trying to fit a puzzle piece where it doesn't belong. So, yet another loss of Manchester United. I'm not even going to elaborate too much, but for Spurs, you know, even though they were dealing with the injury problems, they had a boost today, not today, but on the day, with the return of quite a few players. You know, Vicario back in goal. He was influential on the day. Maddison, who scored the goal in the 13th minute, he came back. Odegaard came back as well. Brennan Johnson came back. You know, so I think Udogie is fit again. So they got the players. They got the players back. And, you know, United, they were only able to bring one player off the bench. Even Victor Lindelof, who's a senior player, didn't even get a look in on the day. Like, bring him on. Let him stretch his legs in a situation like this where you might need him. I don't know, man. I think there's a little bit of friction there between Amorim and some of his players. But it's nice to see Man United in the hole. For sure, for sure. But for Spurs, they really needed that win, man. That is only their second win in their last 5 after going 3 straight losses in that last 5-run stretch. So Spurs, they are 12th. They got 30 points. Man United are 15th with 29 points. It's crazy that they're 15th with only 13 matches to go. Wow. Could they get drawn into the relegation scrap? Would the Premier League even allow them to get relegated? You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, guys, the last match today, Liverpool 2, Wolves 1. Liverpool picking up a win, well-needed win after the setback there against Everton and the setback against Plymouth Argyle. And it could have been a draw on the day too if Wolves were able to get an equalizer. But Luis Diaz in the 15th minute, pretty scrappy goal. Salah in the 37th from a penalty. And, you know, Liverpool fans and the players, everybody at Liverpool like to complain about the referees and not in their favor and this and that. But why are your players diving so much? You see what I'm saying? Why? Diego Jota diving. I think Luis Diaz even dragged his foot into the player to get that penalty. Even though Jose Sa, you know, did go out. He was a bit rash, but at the same time, you know, Luis Diaz, he simulated. He simulated, and he did a great job. You guys might not agree with me, but it's up to you. That's fine. That's fine by me. But a win is a win on the day, and Liverpool picked up all 3 points. But Matheus Cunha, man, what a player, what a goal. I don't know if Wolves could hold on to him next season, especially if they get relegated. If they stay up, maybe. He just signed a new contract, but I don't know if they could hold on to him, man. He's a gem. And Arsenal might be looking to sign him. That won't be a bad acquisition for Arsenal, though. Man City don't need any more attacking players, in my opinion, unless they look at him as a Kevin De Bruyne-esque type replacement that could play a little, you know, more of a secondary striker role. But you need a midfielder to replace Kevin De Bruyne, not Cunha. Cunha could play there, but I think Arsenal need to go for this player. Let's see where he ends up, though. Well, you never know. Newcastle or one of these teams might be looking at him. Maybe even a Bournemouth. You never know, man. Anyways, Guys, don't mean to be, I don't want to be longer. 25 minutes almost here. Yeah, 25 minutes now. And that's my quick summary of match week 25. Sorry I didn't do a prediction video. Just wasn't feeling it last week. And I've been a bit busy handling business, man. Busy, yeah, handling business. That's what I've been up to. But, oh yeah, meaning to go to Home Depot. I need to pick up a oil filter wrench, you know. So I gotta go in there and pick up that thing. So guys, thanks a lot for watching. In terms of the table, let me just run through the table really quick. Liverpool on top with 60 points, 13 matches to go. They do play Aston Villa on Wednesday, which is tomorrow. Arsenal is second with 53 points. Forest third with 47. Man City fourth with 44. Catching up there. Forest, watch yourself. City's coming. Arsenal, City could be coming too. Liverpool, if you keep dropping points like that, City's coming for you. I don't think we're going to catch Liverpool, but you never know, man. Never ever know. It's football. Bournemouth, a fifth with 43 points. Chelsea, 6, 43. Newcastle, 7, 41. Fulham, Aston Villa, and Brighton round off the top 10 with 39, 38, and 37 points respectively. You know, the bottom half of the table reads Brentford, Spurs, Crystal Palace, Everton, Man United, West Ham, and Wolves just outside the relegation zone, with Ipswich, Leicester, and Southampton all in the relegation zone. In terms of, let me tell you guys, in terms of the leaderboard, guys, Mo Salah has 23 goals. He's flying away with the golden boot there. Erling Haaland has 19, Chris Wood 18, Alexander Isak 17, with Mbeumo and Cole Palmer on 14 goals each. In terms of the assists, guys, Salah has 14, Anthony Robinson and Saka got 10, Damsgaard and Elanga and Jacob Murphy as well got 8, Savinho got 7. Wow, I didn't realize he has so many. Son Heung-min has 7, Alexander Arnold and Bruno Fernandes all got 6. And I think those are the stats that I'm going to talk about. Yeah, in terms of the goalkeeping stats for the Golden Glove, Matt Sells of Forest leads that with 10 clean sheets. Pickford, Raya got 9, Henderson, Onana got 7. And Edison is nowhere in there, man. He's been terrible this season. So it's between Sells, Pickford, and Raya for the Golden Glove. It'd be nice if Sells wins it. He's done a great job this season. But guys, I'm your boy Dom. Subscribe if you're new. Like the video if you haven't yet done so. Hope City go on to beat Real Madrid. I think it's, yeah, wait, it might be tomorrow for the game. Might not be today. Let me see. I keep saying today. Let me see. Champions League. What am I doing? Is it today? Is it today? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, it's today. No, it's tomorrow. God damn. It is tomorrow, guys. It is tomorrow. I know some of you guys probably commented and said, yeah, damn, it's tomorrow. But yeah, it's tomorrow. So I have another day. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Until next time. Peace out. Rich Squad. Just had to get this video out, man. I've been slacking. See you soon.